I hope everyone's doing well this morning. We have a few participants on, and I look forward to discussing today's topic. All right, let us begin. Let us place our awareness in the area of the heart and begin to take slow, deep breaths. And visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And just take these slow, deep breaths. And visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Just slow, deep breaths. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just visualize these flowing in and out of your heart, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And just focus that awareness in your heart. Beautiful. Wonderful. Slow, deep breaths. It is at this time that your body is beginning to just get into that resonance of what it's meant to be. And so in this state, you are sending a signal to your body that all is well, and to allow you and your body to begin the healing process, that it needn't worry about stress responses, that all is well for you. And now lock in this amazing feeling. In this two-step technique, there's a lot of things going on in your body. There are a lot of enzymes released in your body that begin to repair and rejuvenate every aspect of your body and build resilience. So continue to place that awareness in the area of your heart. And continue to take slow, deep breaths. And just visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. See how deep you can take these breaths in and how slowly you can exhale these breaths. So let us talk about today's topic. And today's topic is about emotional intelligence hack. This is a very simple technique that you can have to build your emotional intelligence. And the key here is to ask before you take a leap. And here's what I mean by that. Let's say you just met a friend that you know, and you are connected to a little deeper than you are. It's not an acquaintance, it's just a friend. And that person says to you, "How are you doing?" And you respond by saying, "Oh, I've had a bad day," and then you continue on your story. Even if that friend has the time to listen to all of that, what has happened in that moment when you actually begin to tell that person all your concerns is that that person's body is not tuned in, and you're catching them by surprise by just launching in. Now here's a very simple technique to actually do the same thing, except add one more sentence, an open-ended sentence before you go into what you're feeling. So here's an example. Your friend says to you, "How are you feeling?" And your response is going to look like, "I am feeling sad." And then before you launch into that sadness story, you want to say, "Can I share with you how that transpired?" As soon as you say that and you take a pause, the other person will respond either with a "Yes, you know what, I've got a few minutes." That'll give you an indication that that person's got other things on their mind, but during that time they're going to be fully present with you. Otherwise, they're going to be stressed out that you are not going to stop your story. But if you give them permission, if you ask for permission, and they tell you, "Of course, let's sit down and go have a cup of coffee and we can talk about it," that gives you an indication that that person has got a little bit more time to listen to you, and they will actually be fully present for you. Now, the reason for that is not a selfish reason. The reason for that is when you actually share your feelings, you are not only alleviating some stress in your body, but what you're doing is this is an opportunity for you to connect deeper with others. And by connecting deeper with others, you create that harmonious relationship, and both of you will have actually healed from that process, because likely that person has gone through a similar thing, and that person will now have the opportunity to share why they're feeling sad. And you will have the capacity to listen. There is only one rule in doing that. So other than the fact that ask an open-ended question, and the open-ended question is, "Can I share with you how that is happening?" Now I almost said a word that is taboo, and that is what I wanted to share with you. There's one rule in all of this, is not to say why. And here's why. Here's why, not to say why. You know, when you are late for any appointment, work-related or meeting a friend, if the friend says to you, "Why were you late?" you become a lot more defensive in that state, right? So when you say to someone, "I'm feeling really sad, can I share with you why I'm feeling sad?" it actually tells your body to get into that defensive mode. The word "why" in that context gets you into a defensive mode. Why were you late? Why did this happen? All of a sudden, you're now giving excuses. Whereas, if you went and said, and you were late to an appointment, the other person could say, "Hey, tell me more. How did this come about?" That automatically gives you that ability to actually share and connect deeply. Same reason when you do an open-ended question followed after your statement of feeling, "I feel very sad. Can I share with you some more about that? Do you have the time for me to share with you?" And that opens that person up for permission, and also allows that person to actually give you an indication of how much time they have to speak with you. All right? So that's wonderful. And that is really the espresso shot. I didn't know that moment for the day. All right? Wonderful sharing with you there. Now let us continue on our breathing technique, and we will do this quick coherence technique. All right? And I'll get to your comments in a second. All right. So let us place our awareness in the area of the heart. And let's take slow, deep breaths. Visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. Just like you did before. What we did before was a heart-focused breathing technique. And this is the heart-focused breathing technique. Placing awareness in the area of the heart. Taking slow, deep breaths. And visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Breathing a little slower, a little gentler than you normally would. And by adding this next step, it is now becoming a quick coherence technique. The next step is to actually experience a positive feeling such as love, compassion, appreciation, peace. Just bring that forward into your feeling right now, into your heart right now. Even though there is nothing transpiring before you that triggers that feeling, you are remembering, recalling. And that is just as powerful. So bring your emotions to you and allow your body to trigger the 1400 chemical responses that begin to reverse your aging process, begin to heal your diseases in your body, begin to boost your immune system. Believe it or not, this particular practice, the quick coherence technique, when you add a regenerative emotion such as compassion, care, appreciation, gratitude, when you do that, it actually helps boost your immune system for up to 6 hours. So give yourself this wonderful gift by feeling gratitude, by feeling compassion. And when you help someone, these feelings automatically come up for you. And this is where selfless giving is really important. You know, when people say it's selfless giving, it's because when you're helping somebody and you're feeling this compassion and appreciation in your heart, not only are you elevating your immune system, but by the other person feeling a lot of gratitude, they also are doing that. So it's a win-win-win situation for everyone around you, because there's a witness to that exchange that's happening right now. And that witness has a sense of feeling of compassion themselves, and feeling of gratitude, and feeling in awe of the exchange that's happening between you and the other person. And so the third person also wins, because their immune system has been boosted. So ask yourself this morning, this week, am I engaged in situations where I experience gratitude and compassion all the time? And if you're not, then ask yourself, how can I make this happen? What steps do I need to take in order for me to put myself in situations where I can feel more compassionate, more gratitude? And that is how you boost your immune system. That is how you reverse your aging process. That is how you heal the diseases in your body. That is how you become more resilient. Wouldn't that be wonderful? If you could do this for 15 minutes a day or more. If you could feel like this. Well, thank you very much for participating in this morning's espresso shot. I'm honored and privileged always to have you join me. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I do want to share something with you. The topic that I spoke with you about today, that I shared with you today, is really a part of an emotional intelligence gamification process. There's an organization called UEQ, and please type in your questions. I'll get to them as soon as a question comes up. I'll get to it. But I wanted to share with you that if you ever wanted to learn some emotional intelligence hacks, you remember the last time we talked about perhaps the I feel, I think statement. It's in the archives. Please access those. But we talked about the I feel this, because I think that. That wires your neural network in your brain to help you become more emotionally intelligent when you're engaging others. Similarly, when you ask, I feel this, and then you ask an open-ended question, is the second level of this emotional intelligence hack. And the second level then builds on, there's a third level of that. And then there are 3 major levels that you can learn and practice over a 6-week period. So I'm inviting you, those who are in Calgary, and we will be going international very soon this year. But those who are in Calgary, join us on 27th and 28th. And the link will be sent in the replay. And learn how to actually become more emotionally intelligent. And the first 4 hours of this workshop is completely free, and you will go through the practice of I feel that because I think that. And you'll also go through the practice a bit of this about asking open-ended questions. And there's a lot of interaction that's going to happen in that process. All right? So if you have some time, please do join us, and be happy to see you there. All right? All right. So if there are any other questions coming up, feel free to share. Would love to hear. There is a comment or a question. I'm just going to open it up here. There's from Lou. What if someone doesn't want to respond and blocks the why question by saying, no, I don't have the time? Well, Lou, that's exactly why you want to ask the open-ended question. If you say to them, I'm feeling sad, can I share with you why? And they say, look, no, I really don't have the time. That's a lot better for you to stop there than to be able to say something and that person becomes a lot more angrier because they're so stressed out, they're going somewhere else. That also tells you that they're not in a receptive mode and that you're not going to feel better by sharing that with them. So my suggestion to you in that case, and that is, like I said, that is exactly why we want to ask this question, is to seek permission. And so find somebody else who can actually share with you that, can sit down with you. You know, often people will not say no. Often people will say, you know what, I would love to hear. I just only have a few minutes here. Can we maybe connect later on, or maybe talk to me on the phone while I'm driving to my next appointment? You know, that is also an open thing. Why would you want to share anything with anybody who does not want to listen and connect deeply with you? So that's a question you need to ask yourself, Lou. Thank you for asking that question. That's actually a very good question. And you have why are you late is direct but closed. Absolutely. It's not really, why are you late is not really a closed question. It's really a loaded question, because the why are you late sometimes is not a question, it's a statement. Why are you late can mean I'm really upset that you're late, and that's it. There is no giving you an opportunity to contextualize the situation. So that's why we don't use the word why when we're communicating with others. Now, if somebody says to you, why are you late? You can turn that around for yourself quickly by saying, you know what, I'd love to share with you the circumstances surrounding the reason I'm late. Do you have a second to hear that? And that's it. You turn that around by asking permission to them. So what that happens is, then if they say yes, now they're shifted out of the anger mode and they're into, okay, I'm here to listen now. All right? So that's a technique you can use to turn that situation around. Yes, wonderful. I think, those are all the questions that I see coming through. So thank you so much. There's an aha moment that you had.